all you saw clowns. Ideas in recline, it's the ride of the lowest. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I'm standing here with Ishmael Butler, aka, I hope I say it correctly, Palaceer Lazaro, aka Butterfly. It's a great pleasure and honor to talk to you here. And yeah, we have this little series called Jazz is Our Democracy, where we like to get into, our conceptions of jazz music, and thinking about what we could take from that approach to apply to our ways of living together, more generally speaking. So I guess I'd just like to start by asking you how you got into music originally, and especially into jazz as well, because I know it's played an important role for you.
Cool. I got into music just as a kid, listening to it, paying a lot of attention to theme songs, cartoon songs, commercials, television show theme songs. And then I think my parents noticed I was into music, so they got me playing saxophone when I got to middle school. So that's basically how I got into music, was through listening, and then taking lessons in school as a kid. And I just kind of started progressing further and further after that. Cool. And jazz, my father was really into jazz. Reginald Butler from Philadelphia, avid, staunch jazz listener, and kind of handed me down that appreciation for it through a lot of the colorful personalities and some of the histories and stories around them. He would tell me, so it was something that was interesting to me. I liked and respected the cats, and I loved my dad and wanted to be interested in anything he was. So those things kind of combined to get me into it. And then the music delivered, and the styles delivered and the personalities delivered in the songs. And then when hip hop came along, people, started sampling jazz and looking to it for musical inspiration, specifically for songs and stuff like that. So it's just like a happy mix of a whole bunch of coincidences that got me to where I am now, like every other aspect of life,
Nice. Yeah, the next question was I'd like to ask you is about getting into hip hop and starting hip hop. I mean, what you did with Digable Planets, I think, was a gateway for a lot of people into jazz. A lot of people were into hip hop because you were one of the groups that really sampled jazz a lot and also referenced jazz. I mean, thinking of a line in your track Pacifics, where you reference Minx's Damn Roach Can Drum and all of that. So if you can just tell me what it meant for you and your group at the time to be into jazz, and why was jazz such an important reference point for you to sample it and to reference it and to, I guess, also live it in a sense?
It's an interesting question. I mean, at the time, we weren't consciously being like, oh, we're gonna, be jazz rappers. It wasn't really like that. But to corroborate what you're saying, the reason why jazz was so instrumental was because it really was in the soil of our lives, especially me, as the one that was producing the music and stuff. Like, jazz was, I didn't know a world outside of it. It was always included in everything that I had done. So it didn't really have to be a conscious decision. It was more of a natural one to go where I had grown up at, as a resource to move forward from where I was at, So, but I studied jazz and saxophone in school. I was in jazz band, stuff like that. Jazz was just part of the life, Yeah.
We respect Muhammad. Oh, connected with the pirates. Oh, I know where to find it. Oh, these niggas shot sirens. The HQ so lustrously appointed, it's a crime. Forgo the conclusion should she find herself inside. Hear sounds pour like golden lakes of time through satellites and porticos of Rupert Neve design. When faced with such exemplary sonic wealth, The lesser rapper must contend with lying to himself, compliant to his master's science. A burden's lifted, that bitch shit is never here endeavored. This is protect and exalt.
Is there anything about the way of playing jazz music and interacting with a group on stage? I mean, now, you know, you still perform with a live group and there's still an element of experimentation, improvisation in it. Like, what is it that makes that sort of possible? Is there a specific mindset or an attitude to it, would you say?
Perhaps. I mean, you want to be challenged. You want to practice a lot so that when spontaneity is required, you can play instead of thinking, you know? So it's like jazz is really always, like, to me, about discipline, dedication, concentration to learn, and then a daringness really to walk out steps further into unknown places musically and see what it was like out there and try to, like, navigate that tightrope. And me and the guys in the group, we like to do that. So although we play in a hip hop aesthetic, it's also fundamentally a jazzy, bluesy aesthetic as well, because of the way that we do it and the way that we approach it. So the titles of all that shit is really secondary to the actuality of the music. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you can say jazz, funk, R&B, yeah, but it's really all just music and musical approaches. So we embrace it all.
This is the way that we gon' play our music. This is the way we gonna funk and do it. This is the way we like to rock and bop. This is the way we like to dig and don't stop. This is the way I brought that with me. This is the way that's my man on keys. His name is D, we got Tug and Los. This how we like it the most. Wet, 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 soak it, wet, drizzle, get some wet, get it wet, 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 yeah, 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 all my niggas know they speak in tech. Constellation, nigga, SAS be set. I'm a time zone ghost, I'm always on a jet. My hands told my ear, I'm so glad we met. Boy, salute you talking to a vet. She so thick, she's sitting like a vet. No woman is ever an object. A diamond purpose always lies beneath the surface. Listen, so I hopped in a 5-speed drop top, stay shift and watch the work.
Is there a particular type of community, would you say, that you experience with, you know, fellow musicians, fellow artists that are maybe in some sense rooted in jazz or in that way of making music?
Yeah, I mean, it's like art is a call and response. You make some art, you put it out, people that respond to it show up for it, contact you, come to shows, listen to you, converse with you. You always find yourself around these people sort of naturally, serendipitously. So that community builds up and then you find yourself a part of it, you know, and then you start to participate and plan and do things within the community. So it's like through your art and your expression, you find your new family, you know, your world family, you know.
Is there something that you experienced or learned from that you took into your life more generally speaking, and your approach to, you know, your relationships or whatever, just your social interactions?
I mean, you have to have a foundation, but you also have to be ready to react and adapt. You gotta listen, not just to yourself, you know. You got to see how what you are doing, playing, the way you're living, how that's interacting with the other people around you. You know, so the whole band setting, the jazzy setting, it expounds into the world. You know what I mean? And it's the way you move through the world. You can move through the world jazzy, which I try to do, which is pay attention, listen, groove, challenge, be true, and have fun.
Wow. Nice. Is there a way for you to, or do you see a way of applying that to, let's say, our society, more generally speaking? Like, if you look at how the issues and challenges we're facing today as societies, I don't want to get into specific politics now, but I think you know what I'm kind of hinting at, that we can, as a community, learn from that approach, that jazzy approach, as you say.
I mean, yeah, but it's devils in the world. It's sick individuals, sick people that convince other people to subscribe to sicknesses and terrors and convoluted ways of thinking that then manifest themselves in acts of unspeakable violence and terror that's sustained over periods of time that seems inhuman, because it is. Those forces can't be eradicated by art alone, but art does help to motivate, to inspire, to comfort, and to also give a voice to the resistance to those kind of things. So it's very necessary. So, you know, it's a deep conversation, but it's not always as simple as, you know, art can save the world, but without it, there's no chance. You know what I mean? So it's like I look at things realistically, but also optimistically, because I'm an artist. And that's why I think it's necessary for jazz and art and of all kinds to be here and to be made, you know?
Get fly. Moonlight burn to let you know. Stardust sprinkled at your door. Give you less but get you more. That's the way it's shaking, bro. Set on making dough. We want yellow cake to blow. Ideologies to throw. Push the button, start the show. Start the show.
Push the button.
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 Start the show when the bullets fly. It go bang, 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 yeah. That's how we start the show. Eagle soar and oil flow. You didn't decide what you chose. We gon' pay back what they owe. And you saying so? I got mines, now you get chose. I'm the pinch from who you stole. Rich is good, black is no. Diamonds killed the flow. We check for the villains though. Hustling, bustling, getting low. Motion is perpetual. We cause it's a give and go. All you reap is what you sow. Keep the beat, just street them all. Slave shit, come on, you must know. Where are the control? Massive individuals. Consuming as ritual. You ain't hear them say ride slow. Don't let them play us. They are arch fakers. Time to shake it up, cause the beat will always save us. Break the beat will always save us. The beat will always save us. The beat will always save us. The beat will always save us.
The beat will always save us.
It will.
The beat will always save us. The beat will always save us.
So, as a last question, we're living pretty dark times. I think it's easy. It's clear to say. Do you see a light at the end of the tunnel, and what is your vision for this light growing stronger and growing bigger?
I mean, human beings have been through some dark periods in time and found a way, as life does, to survive, you know? And if you want to be proverbial, you know, good and evil, they battle a lot. Sometimes it seems like darkness, evil get an upper hand, but then good comes around as well. it seems the human condition, you know, this is the way we get down, you know. My vision, it's tough to say, man, because I feel sometimes not that optimistic, to be honest. I'm getting older and I've seen a lot of things, a lot of changes. So this period of ridiculousness is alarmingly sad and depressing. But I believe in human beings, man. You know, at the end of the day, the youth, even though they seem preoccupied and caught up in superficial things, I see pockets of it where that's not true as well. So, you know, I believe there's still some great ideas and some great humans to come along and try to, you know, make some change that I might not be able to see it, but they might make it. Yeah.
Hey, Ishmael, thank you so much, man, for sharing your perspective with us, sharing your thoughts with us.
I appreciate it. It was a good night and good vibes and beautiful place, beautiful atmosphere, and it was well curated and cultivated, and everybody seemed happy and joyous and free, man. So that's something that you guys have built here in this city that is special and unique. So keep it going.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Ishmael. I hope to see you soon here at Jazz Montez, man. All right. Peace.
Like a scripture, hot and or recline on some shit. Style up every line, rap supremacist. Stack a lot of G's, that's the premise. In these Star Wars we